And we're back live on Chicano Tube. I appreciate everyone that's tuning in. It's a Tuesday night. Yes. We could talk about it every day. It's a Tuesday night. Don't forget to do that big three. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell. And when you hit the bell, you got to hit the all button because if you don't, you're subscribed to hundreds of YouTube channels because there's literally tens of thousands of YouTube channels opening up every day. If you didn't know, well, now you know. And so you got to hit the bell. You got to hit the all. That way you're notified every time I go live. You know, we got Wednesday, we got Friday, we got Sunday. I was just in the DJ booth right now. I wish I had more time just to show you how, no time I got, or else I'd be right there with the rolas playing music with the people. I know they enjoy that. So let's go to the formalities though. Gracias all the day oneers, everyone that's been rocking with me now on Chicana 2 from the previous channel. I appreciate you more than you know. Gracias to also the members only, the backbone of the community, the ones that hear those gritty, the grimy, the ones where, you know what I mean? It's just they're chewing on bullets and my, all that stuff. So that's the members only. Okay, let's just leave that over there. And that just is what it is. I also want to give a shout out. I want to give a shout out to Pastor David Rocha from Modesto Church House of Rest. We were in the house. I say we because I have to mention the beautiful, smoking, sexy, hot wife. She's just in the other room. She's the boss. She's the one that lets me come on here. Pinche Smoke is gonna be like, ¿Qué hubo? Anyways, so Pastor David Rocha in the church, Si Se Puede podcast, down in Cesar Chavez Park, a special and beautiful thing in Modesto, California. And friends that become like family, because some family treat you worse than friends. Let's just keep that real. Orale, Chapo, I see you. So I just wanted to give a shout out to Pastor David Rocha and all the subscribers that came from over there. Over there, it was really like, damn, it was like testimony time. You know how it is when you're in front of the pastor. You got to break it down. You know what I mean? You have to break it down like a shotgun. So I broke it down with Pastor David Rocha, but that's the people's pastor. So it's okay. That's the people's pastor. So everyone go and tap in with House Arrest. And then he has a single channel as well called David Rocha. So go subscribe over to David Rocha también, because that's where I was joking with him. I was like, well, that's where you show your humanity. Let's just keep it real. We're not on here on earth just nomás para pasar tiempo también. God's will be done. But you know what? We're at the lake. Yeah, we're in Lake Tahoe. We're in Cabo. We're trying to enjoy some sights, before we check out his temporary earth. So gracias, Pastor David Rocha. Shout out to you, House of Rest Modesto, and anyone that came over on the stream for there. I want to give you guys a heads up. Anytime I have a live guest or I do a video, I go live, right? I do 3 lives a week right now as of this schedule, as of this moment. The thumbnail will let you know what the conversation's about, okay? So sometimes say you came on because I had a different conversation that's not on the thumbnail. That should let you know at least what the topics we're going to be talking about or grazing over, whoever. We're just going to let it go. And if that's not the topic, don't trip. Don't trip, Chip. We'll get to it on Friday or we'll get to it on Sunday night. Long intro, cabron. I want to go ahead and introduce my guest with me. Shout out to Smokey the Local Bear. How are you, my brother?
Doing good, doing good. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing good. You didn't work today, did you? Oh, no,
Nah,
no,
I
no,
was
no.
off today. I go back.
Those schedules, huh? Those are those schedules where they need you on the front line, but not to leave for days.
Nah, we get a couple days
No,
off.
no,
You know
not
what I mean?
like that.
No.
Okay, okay. Well, I don't even know if to this point in my YouTube career, the channel's existence, have I ever had a man who literally, when he goes to work, saves our asses. I mean, and he probably doesn't even get a thank you. We've probably gotten a couple. Thank you face to face when you're fighting a pinchy fire line against a neighborhood whose insurance was like 10 times normal insurance because they're prone to fires, right?
Yep.
I mean, I stayed at a cabin in Lake Tahoe. I think it was on South Lake Tahoe Boulevard. Me and the whole family, we all squeezed in there. The cabin would look like it was whittled out of wood.
Yeah, that's the worst ones.
I'm just saying, and the best air I ever smelt to this day in
Oh yeah.
my life is Lake Tahoe.
Hey, the
South.
air's
I want to.
fresh. Fresh
How many
air. You
times you?
can't beat that.
How many times you been there?
Well, not on vacation, but I've been there working.
That's right. So I need someone to do me the favor. Drop the link to Smokey the Local Bear. I was telling him this off the air. I was like, you know what? You comment or you called into the show before, and a lot of people appreciate the feedback, the comment. They're like, Smokey the Local Bear's on his game, high IQ, knows about some stuff, and probably just like me, or I'm not putting words in your mouth, but comes from life's experiences of shit that we went through. And so I wanted to have you as a guest, and I appreciate you coming on. You know what? Well, I saw something on the news today that, oh man, it got under my skin a little bit. I'm going to open it up, I guess, in this direction right here, which is I officially saw, because again, we're coming up on elections next year, 2024. I officially saw today the president of the United Farm Workers officially today endorsed a re-election of Biden Harris. I'm just saying, if you don't see the el cheque that's being cut every Christmas, the saying goes, friends help friends. And the cool part about it is a lot of these governors actually are in bed with each other. Let's just keep it real. A lot of these governors, I'm talking about in different states, are in bed with each other. If we're just keeping it 1,000, that this
Yeah.
endorsement doesn't look like it was bought and paid for.
Well, it's bought and paid for sure.
Someone has a receipt for that endorsement.
Oh yeah, someone's got a bunch of receipts for the endorsement. There's someone with a fat pocket right now. You know.
Because I come from, Salinas, right? So here we got a big, huge history with the farm workers. You know this, Smokey.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Salinas is on the corrida. So
That,
that
that's
is
that's
base.
that's like the salad bowl of the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. But what would you call corrido though? Like in English, it's like the trail, like the trail
Uh,
of where they grow crops in the most biggest cities, just south of from the border to as far north as it goes. And Salinas is at the cap.
I mean, they got everything. You know what I mean? People
Yeah,
got
they
to
got
fail to realize,
everything.
the
Yeah,
Salinas Valley area, the Central Valley area. That's all crops. That's all. You know what I mean? That's all. You know,
that's right, Burgueño. Brian
that's all
Woods in the
food.
casa.
That's all part of the economic value of California is the crops. You know what I mean? But
Man, talking
who's
economy.
who's working out there? Ain't no motherfucking white motherfucker working out there. That's for sure. You know what I mean? The Raza's out there sweating it off, working, so people can have these things on their tables, their plates, or in their stores. But do they get a thank you? No.
They get 30% taxes. That's what they get.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
mean, we're pretty much used to, I'm thinking 2024 is coming up. I'm thinking enough people have to be awake by now. They have to be awake and just say, you know what? I want more money in my pocket. And I'm not hung on any cliff of any politics, but who's going to put more money and cut taxes? And how the fuck can we get this back to where we need to get it back? But I'm telling people also this, here comes 2024. So guess what's about to happen? A bunch of eruptions all over the news, because that's what we're on right now. I think we're in a day and age, agree with me or not, my brother, you let me know, that we're just getting bombarded with so much media that it's literally a rabbit hole, no matter what program you open up or app.
Yeah, it's media, it's propaganda. It's you know what I mean. Let's get this out there to people so we can brainwash them and
I'm
make
not
them,
saying it don't feel good.
make people feel some kind of way because some propaganda or something like that. But in reality, they're just making the people blind to what's really going on.
Well, I say this. It's so crazy because things I think we've been so desensitized that now when things hit the news, it don't even rock us anymore.
No,
Like
because
it don't even rock us.
we're used to it. We're used to it. They desensitized us to all the drama. So now when something happens, we're like, it's just another day. Eh, just like being in the hood, someone gets shot. It's just another day. Eh.
Yeah, yeah, they could report it or not report it. And the crazy thing about it is they're a popular topic all over YouTube. Aliens. For some reason, people like to talk about aliens. Aliens this, aliens that. And someone asked me, do I believe in aliens? And I said, yes, I do. One. And two, I said this. they just released in this year, I think it was July. Someone's gonna fact check me. Someone's gonna fact check me in the comment section. There was a congressional hearing in the United States, and it had three retired generals, three retired high cabinet officials who sworn and went on record saying the government has had multi-decade UFO spacecraft program because they got some.
Yeah, they've been hiding it since the 40s.
And when they say this, me and you are just supposed to be like, and keep scrolling. This is what I said. This is the time that they needed to drop the truth about that to us.
Well, it's better that they drop the truth and let it be known than have someone that's a whistleblower that can release those documents, and then the people are really going to be in shock, like, oh, well, why didn't they tell us? You know?
So there really was a whistleblower. I don't know if you said that because you knew or you're
Oh
just
yeah,
throwing it out there, because there really was a whistleblower. Anything crumbles, it crumbles from the inside.
no, there was. Yeah, there's always a whistleblower. There's always someone in there that knows the information that's willing to pass it on.
Yeah. So it was so crazy. Mexico recently did another hearing. Okay, but this one didn't look like it came from the government. This looked like it was a kind of like a stagey press conference. I guess you can call it a stagey press conference. They brought out these little bodies with like ribs sticking out. O sea, just like you have always seen on bobbleheads. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? Like the
exactly.
same thing you had seen
Yeah,
on bobble. They ain't even wasting their time. You know what I mean? Trying to this shit look. I mean,
yeah.
so
That
it's
that,
funny because
that they did that because, like, with all that stuff going on, like, they had no choice but to put something out there like that. You know what I mean?
well, how did you take it? How did you see it? You thought it
I
was
just,
real, or
I don't know. It was like one of those iffy things.
oh, okay? Smokey the Local versus. I was on the fence when I saw that. I don't know. It's crazy because the raza makes memes about it, and they threw it in football memes, and there was even a raza Mexican dude that made or lady made a cake, and they're cutting tres leches. It just
I
people
so
go.
this is my opinion on it. Everybody's jumping on the whole extraterrestrial, alien, people from other planets things, right? So what better country to come out and say, hey, look what we got. A country that's never really been involved with that space race, a country that's never really been involved with any of that stuff. You know?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's just I was saying at the time to funnel this in is when people aren't going to be totally rattled to the core, and it changes their life forever. Why? Because we're so consumed with media. Now was the time for everyone to come clean and be like, yes, they are. Now, does it limit? Does it for me? Does it alter my life or anything? No. I keep on pushing. I keep waking up. I keep going to work, putting table on the food for the family, and I keep pushing and I keep doing good before we leave. You know that doesn't move my faith. That doesn't move
Yeah.
my faith. I was just telling Pastor David Rocha this last weekend. I said, to me, the spiritual realm is way more real than the physical.
Oh yeah, way more real. Way
Not to
more real.
everyone, but for me, I activate. I that's how I navigate throughout the world. It's just it's a little bit different. But so let me ask you this, Smokey the Local Bear, then, since we're talking about governments, if Smokey the Local Bear could wave a magic wand, big government or small government?
Small government, big government. There's too much corruption, too much greed. There's too much,
He said
corporations
crooked
involved
Joe
in that.
Biden. He
You
said
know,
crooked Joe Biden.
you get big
Some
government.
people
You got
get mad when I say that. These are nicknames. They're already made up all over the press. Crooked Joe.
yeah, like you get big government. Look what happens. You get corruption. You get greed. You get corporations using money to buy political power so they can invest in their businesses. You know,
As opposed to small government, the perks are what?
well, you don't have the corruption. You don't have the greed. They're more for the people. They're more in tune with the people. You don't have so many hands in the pot to try to sit there and dictate things or say this or say that. They can't hide things in other bills. You pass a bill for something. Oh yeah, pass this bill for helping the homeless, but in the fine print, there's freaking 2 trillion sent to another country. You know,
or 24 billion that they're asking for. And someone put a meme and said, you know what, Ukraine is this size, right? And they said
Yeah,
Russia is this size. And they said, are we really supposed to think that, this size is beating this size? Or I don't know, like it's working. They
it's
have
just
to make it seem like something is working because we're just sending pallets of money.
and they send the money so they can have the political backing of the world. You know what I mean? You're basically paying for allies. You're paying for this country to be your ally. This country, because you send them money, you send them aid, you send them support, and they're just buying their political power.
And I'm sure for anyone that sent their child off to war, I mean, that must be I never had that experience right there, but it's crazy. I could imagine. And then them not come back.
Oh,
There were some veterans that came back and said they were spit on, they couldn't get a job and this and that. And imagine they were in the bushes and in the jungles for years and years and years with bullets snapping by their head, and the own government can't even get that right. But here we are saying 40, 60 billion, put it on a pallet. We'll send it right over to you because the news says that they're winning.
well, if they're winning, they don't need the money.
I'm just saying, or if the news said they were losing, I mean, that might make more sense. But when you look at a territory like this, as compared to a little nickel-sized property and the money, so what I think is happening is allá va el dinero, cabrón, and it comes right back to where it needs to come back. If you get my idea.
It needs to be spent here. We got freaking we got federal
Exactly.
we got federal firefighters that are fucking making less than people at fucking Target and Taco Bell, but yet they want to send 24 billion to another country to fight a war, but they can't fight. They can't pay federal firefighters what they deserve and what they, what I mean, for the work they put in, the stuff we go through. But yet you're going to send 24 billion to another country. That 24 billion would have been more than enough to pay these guys.
Oh man, 24 bit. So again, this is obvious and out in the open, cabron. When we need money, let's propose a measure.
Yeah, propose a measure and then hide some other stuff in it so we can send money elsewhere.
So every single year or quarter or how often we vote, we're supposed to say yes on schools, yes on roadways, yes on counter. How do we even know the money goes there? Like you're saying, there's a lot of people that deserve it but get shortcut. But you got people living in glass houses.
Yeah, where's the money really going? Is it really going to the aid, or is it going to the politicians to fatten their pockets? You know,
Up in
there's
the mansions. They're anti. They might. A lot of them might be like anti law enforcement, which we could talk about that. Maybe people have wondered, oh, what does Mikey think about law enforcement? That might be something that's on the people's head. We don't shy away from any question, any topic, and anything. This is Chicano Tube. First off, and second of all, I got guests like Smokey, the local bear over here, who's a man's man, and he when he goes to work, he really saves us. I'm talking about he's right. Maybe he'll, before the video ends, if I don't forget, Smokey, if you can give us a 5 alarm fire facing flames account.
yeah. I got some stories. I
You,
got some stories.
does it look like the movies?
I wouldn't say like the movies like
Like
kind
a
of open.
firestorm, like you're just facing a firestorm wall.
Okay. I mean, I you seen that video I posted that with the flames? You know what I mean, 100-foot flame lengths. I mean, that's average. I mean, you get in there and
That
you're just yeah.
he says average to a hero. I mean, I'm just saying. Jerry Fuentes in the casa. Orale, that's right. I send mine caga palo. Some of these YouTube handles. That's right. Mi hermana Sacred Hurt is here. She's a day one or D Sol. Yeah, that's a sunset that we pay a lot for in Caliway. And then that's why we can't move away because we're so used to the scenery. We have to pay to have, all the beaches and Hollywood and LA and the Golden Gate Bridge. What do you think all these 30% almost in taxes we're paying for is in the locations? If you can own property in California, keep it. Life is good so much. That's right. Orale Burqueño, I see you, my boy. So I'm gonna throw something out there. Let me see what Smokey the local bear says. I think I already know what his reaction is gonna be to this one right here. Smokey, what say you? The right to bear arms or turn them in because it'll help the country.
The right to bear arms is the Second Amendment. The Second Amendment shall not be infringed. The Second Amendment was written prior to any laws. So anytime they bar anybody from bearing arms, they're violating the Constitution that this country was founded on.
That's right. He almost said it verbatim, word for word. And I was laughing because, I said, I
Yeah.
already know what Smokey's going to say. He had me falling off my chair a second. That's right, gas mask. So here's what I say about that. It's crazy because they do take a lot of, they take the rights away for obviously when you've messed up. Let's just say something you did, right? Something you did. So some people argue like, should there be a program or a pathway to get that back or not? And I say yes, but I'm biased. I'm biased because I wish I had those. What does Smokey say? Do you think there should be some kind of going under reviews or some kind of system where cats can be like, okay, I fucked up as a teen, but how do I fix it?
Yeah, you should be able to get your rights back. The Constitution that should never be infringed, or your rights from the Constitution should never be taken away. That Constitution was written prior to any law, prior to any dictatorship that dictated whether you could have them or not. Anything that says you can't have something is a total violation of the Second Amendment. You have the right to bear arms to protect your family. You had the Second Amendment was designed not only the right to bear arms, but to stand up against the government once the government become tyrant.
I'm just saying the whole thing looked like it was founded on a revolution. I mean, if the
Yeah,
way I've studied history and stuff like that. But so if there was a pathway back, then yeah, that'd be great for people that can get it back. But they seem to be changing a lot of laws that have to do with teenagers and things that of earlier in age. But switching, or I guess maybe in a different gear, kind of different topic, but maybe the same. Have you seen recently a lot of videos have been coming out about like it looks like police brutality,
yeah,
like
that
they're suplexing people and all that. And I'm wondering, first off, I want to get your take on there. But first off, the way I see these videos is like, I don't know what the hell's going on in the videos. I don't know the whole story. I see some people jumping on cars. If you jump on my car, you're gonna get it.
yeah,
I mean, if you
but
know, so it's like I don't know if people are just making it seem like at all, you can't raise a hand to anybody because you got it twisted. And
yeah, like the
it's
thing.
like, go ahead.
But the thing with that the excessive use of force, you have a lot of individuals becoming law enforcement that mentally don't have what it takes, or they're not mature enough. So then they probably were picked on or whatever, or have some sort of, they look biased towards certain people. So then they get this job, they get a badge, and they think they got power. They think that badge empowers them, and they can do whatever they want. No, you guys are public servants. You work for me. I'm a taxpayer. You work for me. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
pay
Oh
your
yeah.
wages. So therefore, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You need to understand where they need to understand where they need to be standing and doing, and not abusing that power because they think they got a badge. You're gonna suplex somebody over a comment, over a certain hand motion, then you know what I mean? To me, you're abusing the law of power. You know what I mean? You have that law. You took an oath to defend the Constitution, and you violate that Constitution every time you do something like that with excessive use of force.
And I mean, getting suplex. Imagine if it's on asphalt, cabron.
Yeah. Like, what do you think this is? The WWE? No, you fucking treat someone with some respect.
Yeah, yeah. It was exactly. So I see those videos, but I don't know the whole context. And then you start seeing videos. Oh, it's okay. Hey, if you're protesting, protest, all right. And if someone honks their horn, maybe they're trying to get home. Smokey the local bear over here has been saving our lives all day. We're trying to get home at the end of a hard day, and then have 5, 6, 7 people start coming up to my windows with their fucking. I'm sorry, I gotta curse less. I just get riled up with their middle fingers up or just acting, crossing the lines, and then you go jump on my hood, and then the video makes me to be the bad guy. How does that work? It's called controlling the media. let me see what Smokey the Local Bear says on this one because here's another one that I heard and I said, oh, that was interesting right there. Some people, I guess, there's an ideology that says, you know what, I don't call the police, or I do call the police. Smokey, what do you think about that?
Well, see, there's certain situations where people would call the police. If they're getting someone shot, someone they're getting shot at. But if you break it into my house, you better. I ain't calling the cops, but you better get down on your knees and pray to whoever you pray to, because it's not going to be pretty. You know what I mean? I have the right to defend my house and my family and my kids at all costs. You cross that threshold, you come in my house, you better pray. And you better pray real quick, because those will probably be the last
Because
words.
you're about to
Yeah,
meet your maker.
you're gonna
And
meet your maker.
I don't know if you know that my pops was a collector.
Dang.
Yeah. Yeah, he had the ones with like the clamshell handles, and of course he had all gold and nickel and he had all silver. He had all of those things engraved. Each single each single shot was engraved with his name. He was like that. Pops was a collector.
Yeah, you know what I mean. People get it. People get it like so twisted. They're like, so quick to run and call the cops. Man, what happened to the time where you just handle that shit? You know what I mean, so I see some fucking dude fucking on top of some dude that can't defend himself, and he's fucking beating his ass. Oh, call the cops! Now fuck that. I'm jumping in and I'm pulling that dude off, and he's gonna need something. You know what I mean? Like
So
people.
you're kind of talking about like those smash and grab videos that it looks like youngsters. Let's just keep it real. It looks like a lot of youngsters in this generation are doing it, and no one's doing nothing. But then someone could get hurt over the counter. You know, the owner could have like a freaking cardiac arrest
Yeah,
because his shop's getting broken into by 8 guys with masks or girls. I don't know, whoever. You know what I mean? And no one's doing nothing. You're saying that should be the opposite. It should be like Tombstone, the city. Only the strong survive. Alpha males need to do some shit
think, think
again.
think about it like this: those smash and grabs, those where they go in and they take all kinds of stuff. What is that really doing to the community? One, you're hurting the economy because now these stores are going to close or they're not going to be there because the retail theft. People are stealing all the time. They're stealing thousands and thousands of dollars of merchandise. Then people wonder why shit's so expensive because there's inflation. Well, you motherfuckers are stealing all the pants and the shirts and the jackets, and they're losing money, but they got to find a way to fucking make that money back, especially if it's a smaller store. You know?
So Smoker the Local Bear giving economics 101 class to the pendejos doing smash and grabs and letting them know this is coming out of all of our pockets, gente. Every time you see that video, don't forget all that Versace and all that Gucci and all that LV that they're taking is coming out of our pinchy taxes.
Yeah, because the insurance companies got it. It's insured. They got insurance on the building. They got insurance on everything. The merchandise is insured. Who do you think's paying for that?
Here's a question right here. Eddie Hernandez, Mikey, someone's he said open house. He's talking about where I work and shit. What you just had to do with it? We'll call the cops. No, you didn't hear what Smokey the Local Bear said. He said, "Don't forget, don't get it twisted, gente. We're talking about if people had power to do what they wanted to do, they would run a trump card on us, but they can't. There's still checks and balances, so we still have rights. So any guy that does like Smokey was saying, you came in his house, you're getting blown right back out the window. They come in my open house. Obviously, I wouldn't be the aggressor. I'm gonna be one of those kind, simple, polite guys, just to throw him off, and then once he throws the punch, then I got self defense.
Yeah,
And then the self defense is gonna lead to a full mount, and then beating that ass. But anyways, go ahead.
yeah. That's just how that goes. I mean, people just it's not like it. It's not like people like care about people's property anyways. You know what I mean? So it's like you know,
JC361. I can't stand grown ups who steal. I can't stand grown ups who steal. Well, I mean, it's on the record now, and it's on the jacket. Well, I guess it don't really matter when they get behind the walls and stuff like that. That's better than being a weirdo or something like that. But call PD or not, just like Smokey the Local Bear said, there's going to be situations where you're standing right there. There was an aggressor, an attacker. How about this? How about this? Because we're not all superheroes. We're not a Superman or Wonder Woman that one of your children gets hurt. And when one of your children gets hurt, we need help. Or maybe some people are like, nah, 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 nah. Okay, I know what you're gonna say. Oh, making statements, or okay, I already know all that. Okay, I'm not talking about that, but there's gonna be circumstances where we are gonna need. Okay, a country without law and order. What does that look like, Smokey, the local bear?
That looks like freaking a war zone. There's no law. There's no order. You got little militias or little groups taking the law in their own hands. You know what I mean? There's no structure. You know what I mean? Once you have no structure, then you get like anarchy, and then people just do what they want, and because they can get away with it, then it just creates a bigger
That's right. Gas Massey says they jacked the prices up because of that too.
problem later on down the road.
My bad, Smokey. You were cutting out right now, like the last
So
30
you
seconds. Way you were cutting out. You were going in and out.
gotta have some
You know what?
law.
Let's go. Let's get another connection. Maybe
You
I'll drop the link in the
gotta
comment section.
have some structure, but you can't be abusive with that law. You can't be to the point where yeah, they do. Everybody gets their prices jacked up.
Okay, he fell back off. Here it is. I'll put that link over here, right in the comment section. He's getting ready to go back out for a couple weeks. Man, that's how Smokey the Local Bear works at a time. You got to go to the front lines for a couple weeks and come back. Fred C. Nellis, there's a link right there, Smokey the Local Bear. Fred C. Nellis says, no, this is different. They are coming in 100 deep, cleaning out stores. It wasn't like that back. Yeah, it wasn't like that back in the day. You didn't see innocent real people, bystanders getting hurt. That was you'd be ashamed. A stray bullet hit. It was a couple years ago, a lady that visited like from Oregon, and it hit her in the elbow and getting hit with balas. And so it was still evil, still bad. Let's just keep that real. But it wasn't anyone innocent getting hurt at all like that. Stray bullets or having to do these kind of little ransack moves again to people that don't understand economics. It's coming out of your pocket.
Yes, it is.
Robert C says the game is rigged. I don't know. The game is rigged. They just came out. LA County just came out with the new zero bail policy. So they're lifting the threshold because of, let's just get to what the real subject is. It's called overcrowding.
Lots of that.
Lots of overcrowding. Why? Because I keep saying there's always going to be offenders. That means there's always going to be buses pulling up. So it's I guess it sounds good to say no prisons. Or more schools, less prisons. I guess it sounds good. They've already closed a lot of them down, but the buses keep pulling up, and they need to. Give me 1 second, gente. All right. I know you got my back, cabron.
Let's go.
New zero bail policy in LA.
Yeah.
To me, it's gonna lead. You're just giving people slaps on the hands. I was talking to a youngster the other day. Says, Mikey, they're giving out slaps on the hands for firearms now.
Yep. That's just how. I mean, just too many people in there, and then I think it was Riverside County or San Bernardino County had that issue where they didn't have enough district attorneys and stuff for judges, and they were just dropping cases. It was like the beginning of the year last year.
And it started. So these new laws now across the board. You've already seen. I mean, have you seen the videos? These guys come out with like blow torches.
Yeah, they come out with anything.
I, I'm talking about they're blowtorching in the middle of the store, whatever the hell, either the watch or whatever they're trying to get. Have you seen that?
Yeah, they come out and just start just whatever they're trying to get. Like desperate.
Exactly. I don't know. If I were to see that, like I said, or like you were mentioning, I'm gonna have to take it back to a time where there was you had to look out. You had to look out for the neighbor. I mean, there's no neighborhoods if we don't look out for the neighbors.
Exactly.
The neighborhoods, okay?
Rem-
And so people that have been there 30, 40, 50 years, talk to me.
it's like what does it say? We the people. We the people. We are the people. Not the government, us, the people. You know what I mean?
Exactly. That's the whole movement right there. That's what I was talking about with Pastor David Rocha and Si Se Puede on the new podcast, Si Se Puede podcast. I told him, I said, this is just like a rebirth of an old Okay, here's what we're doing. We're reorganizing. The people are reorganizing, but we already got, okay, Cesar Chavez and that whole movement, mission accomplished. Mission accomplished. If they wanted to get the farm workers now, a lot of them get paid. They get paid. They ain't working. The farm workers ain't working 120 hours with no overtime anymore. No, they're not no more. That changed, right? Because of the union, the organization. Now we're organizing for the greater good. This is really, that's already done. Now we got a 2024 coming right around the corner. We got from this fall to next fall to get the people organized and united. That way we can make a difference. And you'll see this whole shit turn around. And then you'll really see people's true colors.
Yeah, it's true. That's true. You're gonna start seeing people's true colors because they're gonna come with all the propaganda and everything and put it out there, and people are gonna bite and believe it, and then you know when they really open their eyes, they're really gonna see that they made a mistake. Just like Biden. Biden's a joke.
Crooked Joe Biden. I said that. I said, they giving these guys
Crook-
Uncle Trump. People wonder why I call him Uncle Trump. Real quick, Uncle Trump, because I had a cousin. I don't know. It seems like in Mexicanos, all my Mexicanos in the comment section, you guys drop a comment. There was someone in the familia that was married to a güero. Someone in the familia was married. So I had a prima, and he was, I don't know if he was 10 years older, 15 years older, but I called him tío, uncle. And this guy wasn't a trip on this Smokey Local Bear. He wasn't just a sheriff in Monterey County. He was the sheriff.
Oof.
So he was the one on the billboard, right? Irwin.
Yeah.
And this is like a 2-year term. I think they went 2-year terms. Yeah, 2-year terms, just for a 2-year term. But hey, 2 years, you're the man, right? And so that's who Uncle Trump reminds me of. Is there's always a güero or someone married in the family and stuff like that. And did you see that little clip that went viral in my backyard?
Oh yeah, I seen that. Hey, that was man. That was that. Hey, that right there. Yeah, that was. I showed a bunch of people at work that
Mm. Yeah. I think I'm gonna have to bring
because
on Nino. I'm gonna bring on Nino America. I know we got to talk about that clip, cabron. What did you think when you saw that? It was a cardboard cutout dancing, and you know what? I got shit, I got flack, I got comments,
hey,
and
I thought that
yeah,
was I thought that was awesome right there. That was well worth the watch. That was like you know what I mean. Like
well
that's a
worth the watch. He said that's why I got like 200,000 in an hour.
yeah. It's like that's America right there. You know what I mean? Like that's being American. You're gonna people can shit on Trump all they want, but he still did things that he said he was gonna do. You know what I mean? He didn't put up with no shit. You know.
And that's true. And they're doing now. They're doing the other primaries, and he's not getting up there because but he's favored by a landslide to get the red ticket if he goes red again, and so it's crazy. And I know that's gonna happen next year, but I also know what also is gonna happen is the news is gonna blow up every single day. They're gonna be like the country's divided, and attack the police and riot in the streets, or worser, they'll take you out. How they'll take you out? They'll lock us down again. You'll get in depression. You'll lose your livelihood, your job. Unemployment's going to be the only answer. If they ran that play once, I think they could run that play twice. What do you think, Smokey?
Oh yeah, they can do it twice. It's I mean, they've already ran that play once. They know how to do it. They can do it again. You know, people like, oh, vote, vote. Do you really think? Yeah, we vote, but do they really vote? Does their votes really count? Because money is what's talking when it comes to the elections. You know what I mean? If they really counted the votes, Biden would have never won ever. You know what I mean?
Here in California, there's a chance to make history. I mean, we gotta to turn this state back to God one, because that's what they want to do. Let me let you know. These are a couple things that the raza is not going for. I'm gonna put myself out there right now. So screen record this one. A couple things that the raza ain't gonna go for. The first thing the raza is not gonna go for is to take God out of everything.
Yeah,
Period. You
yeah.
lost the battle. You lost the battle by just making that your stance, because that it's immovable. I mean, you talking about a faith base, and of course, people could like Wayward Son a couple videos ago will be like European faith. Did you see that video? What'd you think about that?
Man,
Is he? I mean, is he telling? Is he speaking facts or isn't he?
he knows what he's speaking. He's speaking facts. He knows like you know what I mean. And it's funny too. Like just watching that stuff. Like there's so much bullshit out there when you watch a lot of shit. But there's some people that have like they're really intellectual and they're smart. And they know what's going on and they're not blind. They see what's going on. But you know,
Yeah,
people
yeah.
don't believe it. They think it's some sort of
Shout out to Tony A. We talked this week, and he just posted a funny clip from uh Sugar Free, and he said, you know, are you dumb? He goes, even Ray Charles saw that coming. It was a funny clip on Tony A. Man, shout out to Tony. If you haven't seen that clip, if you haven't subscribed over, yeah, did you see that? You didn't see that clip? Go and check it out. Yeah, he got it up.
nah,
And so
even
don't
Ray
forget,
Charles.
yeah, even he saw it coming, and a lot of us can't see it coming. I mean, you don't see the moves coming. I mean, here we are. You know, just get ready. Just get ready. You know. So, oh, that's what I was
Yeah,
saying. Things the raza are not going to go for. Number one, you lost by taking this position. You already lost us. You should have. I mean, this is my opinion. In this is how we're going to move, unite together, and mobilize. And in California, put plant our flag down over here, and be like, no, no, this state is the raza state, and we got the vote over here. So however, the rest of the 60%, you guys can divide. However, you guys organize is you guys organize. We got 40% over here, and we're gonna make this state closer to God, and we're gonna bring back the family model and not tear down the family model, and we're gonna bring back culture, and it's gonna be a beautiful thing.
that's what you need to bring back. You bring back the family culture, the household. You know what I mean? It's too. They're tearing apart the families with all the bullshit they got going on. You bring that model back. You know.
Sacred Her says, "Hey, even a dude with a master's degree can be a pendejo too." I agree.
Yeah, that's true though.
I agree. Brenda Love says Miss Chicano tube. So the things that, and I guess I'm putting myself out there by putting these things, you know, here on YouTube and in the public, because I don't, one, I don't care, and two, I believe this is what I would stand on in order to have to mobilize together. I'm not saying I can't work with someone I might disagree, or we might have bumped heads in person or personal life or on the internet, and we can't work to achieve the common goal. Oh, no, 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 no. Trust me, I don't have to like you. You know what I mean? I work with pendejos all the time.
Yeah,
I work
I
with
kind of do that.
pendejos to accomplish the common goal.
Yeah, no, it's the same where I work at. Same thing. You have some that are just
Yeah. So
nuts.
when you're trying to take God out of everything, the raza's not going for that. When you're trying to
No,
take when you're trying to take more money out of our pockets and our wallets, the raza's not going for that either.
no, they're not.
O sea, no somos pendejos, bro. They'll come to us and you know, it's like someone tried to solicit you and knock on your door, right? hey, all you got to do it. The raza's gonna say, este vale, like I'm gonna give you money. They might be nice to you just because they're courteous. Oh, no, thank you, no, thank you, and try to close the door on you. But we're not gonna take money out of our pockets. So we're not convinced with these higher taxes every single year that that's the answer.
That's funny because taking money out of people's pockets. So speaking about that in the government, so what I do and what the work I do for there's these the federal fire agencies that dudes are not making what you think they're making. People at Target or McDonald's are making more per an hour starting out than federal firefighters are when they start fighting fire. Yeah, you get overtime and some hazard pay, but base wage is not that great at all. And there's a bill that they're trying to pass, the federal firefighters protection paycheck protection bill. They're trying to get that passed, but they're having trouble. Like they don't want to pass it. So for you guys out there that uh,
Can vote.
are into the politics, can vote. Understand this. Come September 30th, when the fiscal cliff comes and they do not approve or vote yes on the raise for the federal firefighters and retention, just understand that there's going to be a lot of federal firefighters leaving these Forest Service, Bureau Land Management, National Park Service agencies for better jobs. So come next summer, when shit's burning, houses are burning in the woods, millions of acres get burned because they don't got enough resources. Just understand it's the people that you voted into office that are that are causing this. You know.
Because of budget cuts, I mean, pretty much every city is reporting an average of 20 to 40 like PD officers understaffed.
So
The money doesn't grow on trees, and the people
yeah,
fail to realize this. Again, we're teaching I guess we're teaching the people economics 101 tonight,
yeah.
but
So
it's all coming out of the taxpayer.
let me ask you guys this: do you think it's okay to pay an individual that's hiking in the mountains, in the woods, fighting fire with a hand tool or a hose, working 16-hour shifts all day, 14 days, sometimes 21 days straight, right? Sleeping in the dirt in a tent or a sleeping bag, being exposed to trees falling, boulders falling, bees, rattlesnakes,
Yeah, and they're
all this
cutting them
stuff
out,
that busted. Yeah,
and they're going to
you
come
know.
out exactly
So
what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong.
you know.
And there's
So
levels to people working, and some people risk their necks, and some people's families don't even get to receive their loved one when they go out to work, and they thought it was just going to be another normal day. So those are the people, the heroes, should be the top, and that's just in a common sense society. They should be the top earners.
yeah, but in order to make money, you got to count on 1,000 hours of overtime in the summer just to try to get by during the winter till the next season comes. You know.
Fred C. Nellis is in the casa. Fred C. Nellis, you just noticed I scrolled I went halfway to the chat up because I don't want to do that. I want to pull up a comment and then I want to answer it if it's a question from the people. Mikey, so should Cali build more prisons? Is that the solution? The solution to lawlessness? The solution to people catching cases? The solution to gangs, the culture of gangs that's been going on for like 100 years or more? That's not going to end, carnal. That's never going to end. I'm just talking about what can we do to better our lifestyle, our quality of living by not having to misallocate money where it shouldn't go. We don't need to. What's the goal? And close. Some people seem crazy, man. Like some people are so extreme and radical. I'm telling you, they. So how does it make sense to close them all and just keep letting people go? And then you see the ripple effect. Now they have to change the laws because as they're coming out to the streets, and these are people that might don't give a shit about me. I mean, they might end up just getting in some kind of crazy fucking, or it might affect your family. Let's just say that. If it affected your family, then you'll look at it differently. I'm just saying, let everyone go. And I know some people could be talking shit. Well, the homies. Again, people that want to make a career out of this, you do what you do, but they're always going to have facilities to put them in.
That's true. That is very true.
Or else where are they going to put them?
They're not going to put them nowhere. They're just going to keep cutting them back out.
So they change the laws, and no one sees that this one thing affects another. And what I'm just saying,
It's a ripple effect. It's like you throw in a rock in the water. You know, the first few ripples are small, and then they gradually get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger until you have a big ripple. Which,
Ron Ron M said, no money for firefighters. We send it to Zelensky. Damn.
yeah, think about it. Like literally, I had 2 inches of freaking water in my tent. My sleeping bag was soaked. Okay, you know what I mean? I had to sleep like that all night. So tell me, like, you know, we're not in it for the money. We're in it for the job, but we should get paid for what we do. You know?
Exactly. And compensated, right? Have you talked to American Cholo behind the scene? No, I have not. He decided to take it there, and now he's talking about family members. So nothing new, nothing I didn't see coming. But it's all to the good, man. It's called YouTube. Chill with it. You know what I mean? Put them on the fire line. Damn. I don't know about
Exactly.
that.
No, like he means like put them out there where we work at. Put them out there what we do. Do the job we do, carry the gear we carry, and do the stuff we do every day. And then ask yourself, are we really paying these guys good enough? Are they really getting paid for what they do? You know, there's an old saying, we get paid in sunsets. We do the job because we love to do the job. It's our passion. It's what we do.
They got a building over there. I think it's on Abbott Street. It's on the south side. It's by the cemetery where Mom's is buried, and it's like the firefighters use it as a like a. It's all the different floors. It's like 4 stories up, running up the fire escapes.
Yeah, that's the city guys and those county guys. They do the structure stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah, they work hard too. But being a wildland firefighter, we burn up to 6,000 plus calories a day. We can drink damn near 2 gallons of water and not even piss once.
You got to eat like a football player
Yeah,
in peak season for the season. Yeah,
we don't get fed that great. We get food for chow, but it's not gonna sustain that calorie intake. The lunches and breakfasts, you're just all basic. You know?
okay, so before you go, if give us a story. I remember we mentioned that when we opened up, and this food right here, that's already got me like, bro, you should be coming back like you just went on tour in Nam.
Yeah, it's not like that. It's you know just basic. So so this one year, we're on a fire up by Yosemite, and we are planning to put some fire down on the ground by some cabins that the Park Service had, and we started our little firing operation. And then the air tac, which is the guy in the airplane, came on and told us we might want to think about getting out of there because the fire just came across the meadow, which was our trigger point to hightail it out because it was a 5 mile drive in this valley and it was the only way out. So we stopped, you know what I mean? Stop, button up our firing operation, made sure the fire got a little bit of depth, like it went in a little bit, and then we started heading back to the trucks. As soon as we get back to the trucks, AirTAC comes on and he goes, "You guys, never mind, your escape route's been compromised," which basically the fire came across the road that we were supposed to get out on. So we were in there and we came up with a plan and we were going to put more fire on the ground. And we burned all day. And coming out that road, putting fire down, you're looking at 100 foot, 200 foot flame lights going up to the trees. Like we're bringing fire with us as we're coming out the road to try to get out of there. Basically, had to burn our way out because the original fire front had cut off our escape route. I don't know if most people haven't. I know one person here has been around it, but um, when trees torch off, it sounds like a jet engine. It sounds like a jet engine going off. But when you got 200-foot flame lanes, it doesn't matter. You can't get far enough away to not feel that heat because you're like on a dozer line our road. So when you're looking up at those flames, you just realize it's like being in the gates of hell. Like there's no escaping it. So just do what you got to do to try to get through the situation. I've, I've been pushed
Oh,
out by fire. I've had trees come down near me. You know what I mean? Almost get smacked by a tree. Been stung by bees. Had rocks roll down on us. You're sucking smoke all day. Your eyes are burning. You got freaking mocos in your nose. Your lungs are burning from the smoke you're breathing. But I still wouldn't change it. That's what I do.
and I'm just saying, one of these little excursions will put some hair on your chest,
Yeah, it will.
or so to speak.
If you've never really experienced fire up close like that, then you've really never experienced fire. When you're sitting there trying to stop this fire with some hose, some like no water, just hand tools, chainsaws, cutting a line in the dirt, and you got this massive wall of flames coming through you, you have a little bit more respect for what Mother Nature can do. You know?
Mother Nature, and I bet you a lot of people find religion. A
Yeah,
lot of people find the Lord when you're facing a wall of flames. Damn, and you're like, it's been compromised. I mean, you're basically moving off instinct. What kind of okay? Is there any kind of exercise training? What does that look like to at least know you got to be able to be strong enough to get out of these situations? What's the bare minimum a firefighter like you should be doing? Working out.
working out. So bare minimum, at least running 5 miles a day, 3 to 5 miles a day, doing some sort of CrossFit, burpees. A lot of legs, core. You know what I mean? It's a full body workout. You know what I mean? 60 pound pack, 45 to 60 pound pack, boots that are like five pounds a piece, and then your hand tool, helmet, Nomex, all that, all your water in your gear. And you're hiking, you're going up some like 50-60% slope just to get up to where you got to go to start working. Like you just don't drive up and it's there. Like we hike 2-3 miles in just to get where we're going, and then we start
So,
working all day.
so you're saying there's cardio involved because I didn't know. Okay, so there's cardio involved because right, I haven't been doing no cardio at all. Recently, someone gave me 200 and like 70 pounds of pig iron, like about 2 months ago. But here's the thing about boxing, bro, is that we never lifted weights. Hardly ever did coach have us on, and we had a weight rack, and we hardly lifted because in boxing we learn how to just throw a punch.
Yeah, but there's you got your long distance cardio, you got your short distance cardio, your sprints, but then you got to train for muscle endurance because you're using your muscles all day long.
I'm just saying,
You just
I
don't.
fought for like 10 years, and it was a lot of cardio.
There's a lot of cardio involved. There's a lot, and there's a lot of shit too that we do that's not healthy. We consume massive amounts of caffeine and nicotine. Just to get through that day.
Pinty smoking. You see how he says it? It's like it's in the genetics. You know what I mean? If you work in the Department of Forestry over there, nicotine, like chewing on it, and massive. He said massive is
I'm,
not the little pot of coffee.
nah, we're talking like energy drinks, Zens, Copenhagen. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay,
It,
okay.
just stuff that you.
Yeah, because you're sweating it all out. It's all sweated out anyways.
Yeah, but I mean, you're sitting there working. You know what I mean? Like doing
Yeah,
this
you're
all day,
working.
drinking all this water, and then you're still expected to get up and do it the next day, no matter how stressed you are.
That's right. Bigfoot's real. It says laugh out loud, Mike. I don't know what
So
everyone's laughing.
I wake up like at 4:30, get to sleep about 10:30, 11 every night. So like you don't get a lot of sleep, but
Is
you're
that
expected.
18 hours?
Well, because you're out there, and then you got chow, and then the drive time to where you got to be at on the fire. There's a lot of things involved, you know.
I got to ask you this before we go. Something just crossed my mind right now. You had seen a previous episode that I did, and I was talking about the wildfires that were happening in Hawaii. There was a lot of theories that came out and said the way that the fire happened. I'm not talking about what's potential negligence from the government and what they did as part of what looked to be something planned, but I don't know the way it burned. Either you called in the show or you commented, and it was really interesting. The way it burned, a lot of people were saying energy weapons, and because immediately you saw a lot of information come out for celebrities and superstars that earlier in the year bought hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of acres over there through investors, and it almost looked like a setup. It's still not over yet. The way that burned, is there anything that sparks a curiosity, or is that all natural?
So my thing is though too is you gotta understand the fuel type, the vegetations they had there, right? The time of the year it was for them. Also too, they were experiencing winds from 60 to 80 miles per hour. So it don't matter if it's still got moisture in it, if you know what I mean, whatever. If you got a 60, 80 mile an hour wind, it's pushing that flame. It's superheating everything. And there's no way to stop a fire when it's got that much wind behind it. You just gotta stand back and let it burn where it's gonna burn. Because it's moving so fast. That fire moves so fast that the winds that were on it, you can see it in the video. You can tell the winds because the smoke was blowing out over the ocean, and you can
Cutting out a little bit. You go in and out.
see the wind on the fire when it was moving. You can tell when there's wind behind a fire. It just has a certain look to it and pushed. And then most of those structures are wood frame structures, bamboo wood roofing, you know, something going is there. You got the roofing, and then it
So
moved quick.
as old as that city was, it was wood based.
Yeah, it was wood based. It was old. I mean, yeah, there was some newer construction. You know what I mean?
Stucco.
But but even with that wind, there's no stopping anything. You cannot stop that thing. People can complain all they want. Oh, they didn't do nothing. Yeah, I'm not standing in front of a 2 mile long fire front being pushed by 60 to 80 mile an hour winds. Yeah, I'm good. I'm just gonna, you know, it,
I'm gonna go back and watch the highlights on ESPN in the barracks. That's crazy. I'm just saying. I heard so many stories of no sirens, no alarms. The flames overtook everything. Couldn't even see the here's the thing, couldn't even see the inception of the flames. Couldn't even see the inception of the flames to where it looked like it was a mass incineration. Again, these are people's take. I wasn't there, but I'm just relaying what the people had said. And I was like, how did that just happen? Like just abruptly. And then the whole backstory happens like that. But the tropics, you're saying the tropics couldn't have the flames couldn't have went through them because of the moisture level.
so you gotta understand. There's a fuel moisture level, right? It's the amount of moisture in a certain field, whether it be a bush, a stick, a tree, whatever. They measure the moist fuel moisture levels in it, right? In certain geographical areas, because like down in the south where they have high humidity, like in Louisiana, is yeah, Hawaii and all that. It has a mix of tropical and what we have here. But they were already under what was a red flag warning for fire danger, which means they had really low RHs, high temperatures, which when you get any sort of vegetation baking in the sun, it dries it up, which
I
will
got you. I
burn
got you.
rather quickly and very fast
Yeah.
and very.
That's right, Smokey the local bear. That's right, Mile High Hustle. I see you, my boy. I just wanted to ask you about that. There's a lot more that we could have covered, but we talked a little bit about everything. But this won't be the last time you see Smokey the local bear on the channel. I appreciate you, Mister. I know you're carving up and you're getting calories right now because you're about to go out and handle
Yep.
business. I appreciate your time. Hey, last words.
Yeah. Yeah, man. You know what? Gnarly Vato. Hey, dude. I see you in the comments, bro. I don't feed into that. You know what I mean? You're a good dude, bro. Keep doing what you do. I just, I believe how I believe things, and I see things how I see things. You know. So respect to you. Also, I mean, you guys need to reach out to your representatives and your congressman and whoever else you reach out to and get them to pass this bill for wildland firefighters. Because if you don't get this bill passed, that's going to cause problems in the near future with having the resources available to fight these fires. So
Can
do
you
you?
give us the bill number again? The bill number?
I think it's called the Firefighters Protection Act. Congress right now they have some of the federal fire unions over there, representatives and stuff. But it's a big deal. Yeah, I mean, really big deal.
No matter what, it should have in the caption. Hopefully, the like you said, the synopsis will see something. Will say firefighters.
Yeah, it's a firefighter paycheck protection act. And then the original one was the Tim Hart Act that they tried to pass that they didn't really get through. Read both those bills, and you guys will get an understanding of what's going on.
That's what's up, man. No, I appreciate you and that story you told like 5-10 minutes ago. All the gente, if you're listening on the replay and you missed the story, talking about being engulfed in flames and everything looking like everyone's about to meet their maker. That was a crazy pinche story. My respects to you. I'm not gonna take any more of your time. It's Tuesday night, but I wanted to get this in on a Tuesday. Usually we go Wednesday live. I wanted to get this in on Tuesday when you said you were available before you head off to the front lines again. But I appreciate you, cabron.
Yeah, anytime. Like I said, you know what I mean. I got another 2 weeks, so it'll be a couple weeks before I tap in again. But you know,
That's right, Smokey the Local Bear, and that's someone dropped the link. If not, I'll put it in the description after, because he uploads some. I mean, let's just keep it real. Some of those clips that you upload, cabron, it looks like a Hollywood movie.
and that's real life right there. That's just real life. You know.
What they do for these blockbuster movies, they that's probably like a controlled set, right? That means they know how high the flames are gonna go, and they control it. What they do for productions of movies is how you work every day, but in real life.
Yeah, real life. Yeah, they can control that stuff in Hollywood. You mean, yeah. I don't have a button that turns off the propane flame. You know what I mean?
The propane flame, and then the helicopter comes or the airplane comes after and drops the chemicals to whatever. I mean, I'm sure
Yeah,
it's super control like that, right?
yeah. We control where it goes. Yeah. I mean, we
Yeah,
can if we put fire on the ground, but that's a different story.
you can because you're the experts.
Yes, if you know how to use fire to fight fire, you can fight fire with fire.
Like they used to say in those fire courses when we were kids in school, fire is your friend.
Hey, it is if you use it right. You could do a lot with fire to be beneficial to the environment and the ecosystems in the forest, but you have to do it right.
I'm just saying what they used to teach us is almost night and day what they teach them nowadays. They used to teach us in school to be confident,
Yeah,
and be like, if you, like you said, if you use it right, and these are the principles they'll teach you, and because then if it's a little book that's going to teach you the principles of how to handle and how to alleviate and everything, but they ain't putting out nothing like that no more. They're saying
yeah,
run 100 miles away.
I know. Hey, Rising Warrior. Hey, I just worked 18 days straight. Came back yesterday, got today off, and then I go back tomorrow. So yeah, I may be a little sleepy, but I'm here.
Hit the pizza place. If you didn't follow him on IG, it got some fire pizza. I thought over here we got a lot of pizza joints like that. Hit a pizza place, grabbed a draft, and then got to go back to the front lines. That's some crazy stuff, man. I appreciate you, my brother. I'm not going to drag this on any much longer. Go ahead and drop the link for Smokey the Local Bear. It'll be in the description, you guys. We'll come back on Friday night. I appreciate you, Smokey.
Hey, yeah, anytime, Mikey, anytime.
Andale. And to everyone that's in the comment section, we're listening live or on the replay. Do that big three for your boy. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the bell, hit the all. But remember what I always say: in the end, all you got is the memories.
That's right.